year 20XX, Didn't You Know Gaming was created. The Stupor Video Bros created Didn't You Know Gaming to stop the evil spread of misinformation. Didn't you know, back in Nintendo's heyday, there were dozens of companies pumping out platforming games in an attempt to emulate the success of Nintendo's flagship franchise, Super Mario Bros. Capcom's own Megaman was one of few that were able to make a splash across the world, and it's lucky that the game was ever even released. Apparently the higher-ups at Capcom were not thrilled with the idea of creating a game for home console, where their primary focus had previously been arcade games. Mega Man creator Toshiro Fujiwara insists that the executives were just big babies who were afraid to try new things when they were already content with their current endeavors. Outraged, these executives took up that dare and funded a team of 6 people to create an endearing mascot for the NES, just to prove that they knew best. Although the game did not sell as well as they had hoped it would, it eventually went on to become one of Capcom's most profitable franchises. Fujiwara was later awarded indisputable gloating rights over his superiors, which is of course Japanese tradition. It's well known that the Mega Man franchise is packed full of musical puns and references, but didn't you know that some of these references are a little less obvious than you'd think? The better known references include all of the reploids from Mega Man X5, which are all named after the various members of Guns N' Roses, or the characters bass and treble, which are also the names of 2 clefs that separate written music at the middle C note. One widely believed fact states that the name Roll, Mega Man's sister, and Rush were inspired by popular rock group Rush. The characters appear to have been named after the song Roll the Bones from the album of the same name. Roll's name was ultimately unchanged, but in the game's development period, it can be accurately speculated that Rush's original name was supposed to have been Bones, seeing as how he is a dog, and dogs are known to show affection for bones. It seems his name was ultimately changed to Rush after the band itself to prevent any possible litigation that may have arisen from the similar naming conventions. Didn't you know, several characters in the series were renamed in the international releases of the game, although a couple of these changes remain a mystery to this day. One of the more notable differences was the changing of Dr. Wright's name in Japan to Dr. Light in English. This was an obvious change though, as it appeared that the localization team do a case of English, which would have made Capcom look ignorant and foolish. One of the more dramatic changes of characters' names belonged to Mega Man's older brother, Proto Man, who in Japan was named Blues. The issue was that Proto Man's primary color features shades of red. In a game where a character's predominant feature is his color, calling a red color character Blues did not make any sense, especially considering the main character sports a blue color scheme. This was fortunately changed in the international release, but not changed in any future Japanese installments, much to the disavow of Japanese players. Although Mega Man has taken its share of inspiration from popular culture, the Blue Bomber himself was inspired works that succeeded him. Popular children's book series Harry Potter was no exception to the Mega Man craze. Although there are several obvious Mega Man inspirations scattered throughout the series' 7 books, there is perhaps a very important one that is commonly overlooked. 2 of the series' main characters are named directly after Dr. Light and Dr. Wily. Dr. Thomas Light contributed his name to the primary antagonist, Lord Voldemort, or as he's previously known, Thomas Riddle, while Dr. Albus Wily contributes his name to Hogwarts headmaster Professor Albus Dumbledore. Much like Lord Voldemort, Wily goes through several transformative disguises to obtain what he wants, but is ultimately thwarted by the titular hero. The juxtaposition of switching the names of good and evil characters was certainly done purposely to shake off any suspicion, but the clues all point to J.K. Rowling's affinity for Capcom's finest. An important theme of the Mega Man series is that each game features Mega Man's growth into a stronger and more powerful character, achieved entirely through his own feats. But didn't you know that this mechanic was intended to take a bigger role in the series before it was scrapped as it was deemed too ambitious? Given the technological limitations of the NES, the first game was supposed to show Mega physically growing and aging as he accomplished more and more. The idea was not put to rest as late as the final few weeks of development, it seems, as the box art for the first Mega Man game features a much older looking Mega Man exploring an ever-deteriorating world in his quest to stop Dr. Wily. This iteration of Mega never actually appears anywhere in the game, but Mega takes on a very similar color scheme when utilizing Cloud Man's Thunderbolt in Mega Man 7. This older Mega Man later appears in Capcom Street Fighter vs. Tekken as a downloadable character, so it seems that the idea of Mega actually aging has not yet been ruled out. Another disturbing truth rests with Mega Man 7 for the Super Nintendo. Although the character had already been introduced to Japan in the game Mega Man and Bass, the West would not see Bass for the first time until Mega Man 7, where he plays the ambivalent antagonist, following Mega Man throughout the entire game in his pursuit of Dr. Wily. It seems that this game was originally supposed to feature Mega Man suffering from either a concussion or perhaps even permanent brain damage, but was ruled out as the idea seemed too morbid. Several clues that point to this dark certainty are scattered throughout the game, even as early as the opening cutscene. Before Megaman embarks out, Otto suggests that he wear a safety helmet, to which Megaman objects. The intended sequence of events from this point is not certain, but it seems that the encounter with Bass in Dr. Light's lab was to have appeared earlier in the game and was to have done a number on Megaman and perhaps damaged his memory. This is evidenced by the constant need for clarification from Dr. Light on every power-up he receives, and is further implied when Wily appears on the computer screen to tell Megaman that he is too stupid to have ever figured out Bass's alliance. This is further confirmed at the end of the game. When Megaman begins to threaten Wily's life, he shouts, "I'm gonna do what I should have done years ago," which is grammatically incorrect, and appears to be a mistake only someone who had sustained a brain-damaging blow could make. That's all we have time for today, but be sure to subscribe to Super Video Bros for more Didn't You Know Gaming.